My name is Clerah Lerato Sethole. I am originally from Carltonville, but now I stay in Mohlakeng. I'm a founder and managing director of an organization called Precious Soul Foundation. I think the first major project that we did was, I don't quite remember, I think 2017 or 18. The first huge project that we organized a camp. So it's bana ba re brekang le bone ko dikolong ra organize a camp ra go Mill District. There's a campsite go Mill District, so we raised funds and then ra tsamana. It was the objective for the camp was to act le bone, talk to them, because go skolong, it's a controlled environment and there's certain things that you can't talk to them about, and you can tell once you leave the classroom they want to talk, but it's not the space or the time. So that was the objective of the camp. Let's go out there and talk. So we learned a lot about them. A lot of them were survivors of sexual abuse. A lot of them were undergoing depression, anxiety, difficulties at home. So that was the very first project, and then thereafter COVID hit. So when COVID hit, we saw a lot of bana ba bangata ba mo strateng, because during when COVID hit, a lot of kids were not so that's when we said, let's gather bana mo jarteng and open up a book club. And then we open it up to the community and say, this is what we want to start. The donations at the book, stationery, whatever you guys can offer. And the community was very willing. They donated books, they donated stationeries for us to start up. So we did that, and then when schools reopened, we said, man, let's add the aspect the homework as well. So it was book club and then homework assistance as well. So the events, another event that we hold, because every year, second term, we hit the ground. Our sessions start, we interact, we collect that data that we interact with, and then once we are done interacting, that's where, after collecting all the data, all the information for and how many want to do what, we call all institutions and reorganize a career exhibition. We'll help them apply, we'll help them information about bursaries that are available, the learnership dealing available. And fortunately, last year our career exhibition, Spa Sako Carltonville even offered learnership where they just wanted to give them experience for getting work readiness under work readiness program. Everything started, I was inspired by an educator go primary, Miss Masumpa, go Nayabusa Primary School. She was a huge inspiration. I just loved how she addressed Bana. She never behaved like a superior, but she behaved and acted like a parent, co-parent at school. How she spoke to us and how she managed to gather regardless of she just managed to gather every child around just to make them feel welcome. So I think that's where it started, because in primary I was also involved in peer education clubs like your Soul Buddies. So when I proceeded to high school, I also got involved in another peer education society called Jam Bam, Girls and Boys Educational Movement, and then I was in that program until high school. So when I finished up high school, my first job was working under the very same institution that I was part of, JEMBEM. So my job, I started working for the Department of Education. It was a learnership. I was a learner support agent, so I worked closely with JEMBEM, the very same organization that I was part of. I worked Lebone. We dealt with different issues that we deal with as young people, and finding a common ground and a safe space for ngwana o mong le mong a kgone go nna active in every activity that we did go dikolong, whether ke di-camp or outdoor activities or team building sessions or fundraising. Fundraisers are something for most dikolong. So I started working for the Department of Education from 2014 until 2017, and then 2017 when the contract ended, that's where everything sort of fell into place. Okay, this is what I've been doing for actually all my life. Do I stop now, look for another job, or do I continue what I've been doing? Because clearly there's a need in our society for what I've been doing. So that's when Precious Soul Foundation was born. We started going to Golong, giving out peer education interventions, talking to young people, bringing them to motivational speakers, just being a go-to organization for young people, a safe space for them to go to, whether peer education or career. Just be an organization that's on the ground for young people to come to whenever they need assistance. The important thing that every organization has to have a list of stakeholders. You need to refer, because there are certain things that you can't deal with. As much as there are learners who come and say, I've been raped or I've been assaulted, you can't deal with case rape. You must refer. So in cases of, if you deal with case rape, you either call the social development, you call stakeholders at clinic, or you call it on an organization that deals primarily with sexual abuse. So a huge challenge that we have, give funding. And now another huge problem that we have, because we now want to open a social club for banaba both communication. Mo ka seng ya rona primarily mo Mohlakeng, we're dealing with substance abuse. Substance abuse is very rife. So we want to open a social club, give funding and a space, so we can call it our own, where young people can easily pull up to ask for any sort of assistance. Either we refer them or we assist them. Funding is such an important factor for any organization, because it allows you to do a number of things. For instance, Honale, an event that I'm invited to, it's called the Intercontinental Youth Connect Model United Nations. We are currently now raising funds. So funds, something that we could sort out ourselves, but we are currently busy raising funds for that. It's an event modeled by the United Nations, by an organization called the Intercontinental Youth Connect. So it's an organization from Africa out primarily, because we are young people from Africa who are dealing with a number of different challenges in Africa. So it's an event or conference in which all African leaders come together and interact about these issues. And we don't only interact about these issues. That's what I like about this conference. It's not a platform where we just talk about problems. It's a conference where you talk about problems and you come up with solutions on going forward. How do we deal with such issues? Because organizations like World Health Organization will be there, Africa United will be there, United Nations they will be there as well. So there will be institutions. We know whatever challenges that we talk about and solutions that we talk about, they will be drafted and ultimately implemented for respective countries that are represented by the young people selected to be part of that conference. This conference, it is a skills transfer conference. Whatever skill that I'll be learning from the conference, I will transfer it to the community as well. And most importantly, we're hoping for this conference, I get investors in whatever that will be presented, go the event, because what we've learned is so they're always countries that are willing to invest something in your country, but they just want to know, are there young people who are willing to head Project the M? So hopefully we connect with young people or institutions that want to come and reinvest certain skills or projects or resources back to West Rand as well. The criteria, it's quite strict. They have the criteria of who they want, what they must be doing already in their community. They want people who are on the ground, have been on the ground for a number of months. They must be doing certain projects for their community. They must be young people who are willing to speak for their community, who have voices in their own communities. You can tell they want relevant people for this project. They don't just want anyone who's young, between the ages of 18 and 35. They want a certain criteria. The event will be held at Maslow Hotel in Sandton on the 21st until the 24th of April 2022. So the event, it's a 4 days event. So the conference is self-sponsored. We have a campaign called 45 Rand by 100, where we are challenging people from our community to donate 45 rands, as little as 45 rands. Donors can send through their donations via my Capitec account. It's my account, it's a savings Capitec account 14833079997, and they can send through their donations. And please, when you send through your donation, send through a proof of payment so that we can be able to send through the letter of appreciation after receiving donations. I do take physical donations. Around the restaurant, arrangements can be made for donations to come through. People can get a hold of me on Facebook. On Facebook, I'm Clerah, Lerato Sethole on Facebook. And if you want to call me, you can call me on 074-357-4873. If you want to send me a WhatsApp, you can WhatsApp me on 072-767-2644.